everyone, it's Jacqueline for Pixie Dust PhD. In today's video, we're going to take a peek behind the DVC member portal and look at booking availability at 7 months in advance. So this is when your home resort priority no longer applies. Everyone can book at 7 months. Specifically, we'll be looking at availability in early December, which is a wonderful time to head down to Walt Disney World. The following availability information was taken on May 8th, 2022. That means 7 months would begin on December 8th, 2022. For the 2022 points charts, December 1st through 14th are in the second cheapest DVC travel period. This has made early December a very popular time for DVC owners to head down to Walt Disney World because not only is it a good value points-wise, but you also get to see all of the parks and resorts decorated for the holidays. The exact dates I requested to book a stay were December 8th through December 12th. Please note, though, that the travel periods are different between the 2022 and 2023 points charts for resorts at Walt Disney World. In 2023, December 1st through 23rd are all contained in the third least expensive DVC travel period. This means for the dates of December 1st through 14th, you're generally going to see a points cost increase compared to the 2022 points chart. It's also worth noting that I bought my DVC contract on the resale market after certain limitations were applied. Due to these resale restrictions, I am not able to see Riviera Resort, so that will not be shown. Additionally, based on engagement in the last video where we did this looking at 7-month availability for September of 2022, I've decided to remove the non-Walt Disney World resorts for this video. If you are interested in seeing Vero Beach, Hilton Head, the Grand Californian, and/or Aulani Resort in the future, you gotta comment down below and let me know that's what you want. And while we are focusing on 7-month availability in December, the way the booking tool works is it will also show you the month prior and the month after. So we'll also get a look at 6-month availability as well as 8-month availability, which is still within that home resort priority period. And please, please, please remember that this is only one snapshot in time. Availability is extremely dynamic as people change their plans. Certainly within one day, and sometimes even within 1 hour or 20 minutes, availability can change. This is only one slice of time. It is not necessarily generalizable or exactly representative. If you enjoy this look behind the Disney Vacation Club member login, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell icon so you receive notifications whenever I upload new videos, and share with other people you think would be interested. It really helps the channel out so much, and I appreciate that you're here. And if you have other questions about this content or other Disney Vacation Club questions, leave those in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get back to you with a useful answer. Let's dive into availability. Beginning at Saratoga Springs, you can see both the standard and the preferred studios are pretty dang available. In this case, December 8th, which was the first night of my requested booking dates, is not available for either, but generally speaking, you've got pretty good availability for the 6-month mark in November, as well as close in the 7-month mark. If you have home resort priority at Saratoga Springs, booking a studio won't be a problem. If you have more points to spend and want a little more space, a 1-bedroom, standard or preferred at Saratoga Springs is wide open. And if you have a larger travel party, there are 4 types of 2 bedrooms you can book. There are the standard rooms and the preferred rooms, and in each there's dedicated 2 bedrooms and lock-off 2 bedrooms. For both the standard and preferred lock-off 2 bedrooms, the first night of my booking request, December 8th, was not available, but otherwise, generally speaking, there's pretty good availability for 2 bedrooms at Saratoga Springs. Treehouse villas are a specialty type of room at Saratoga Springs that have kind of a low inventory, so you can see that while they are still fairly available, it is a little more competitive to get a treehouse villa. And of the Saratoga Springs inventory, those 3-bedroom grand villas are the most booked by far. Overall, for this snapshot in time at Saratoga Springs, 1-bedrooms are very widely available, 2-bedrooms are pretty available, studios are decently available, but if you want that 3-bedroom or the treehouse, you might want priority booking through your home resort, and Christmas and New Year's Eve, which are both contained in that home resort priority period, but for now, they're still looking good. Over at Old Key West, the studios, both the standard and the preferred near the hospitality house, are more booked than your studios at Saratoga Springs, but again, there's decent availability, particularly if you do not need to stay near the hospitality house. 1-bedrooms at Old Key West are generally more available than studios, so again, if you have the extra points to spend, this could be a great way to book your stay. Like Saratoga Springs, Old Key West has 4 different categories of 2-bedroom villas. There are standard rooms and preferred rooms near the hospitality house. There's also dedicated 2 bedrooms and lock-off 2 bedrooms. As we've seen with other inventory at Old Key West, the standard rooms that are not near the hospitality house are more available. At the 7-month mark, it appeared pretty easy to book a standard dedicated or lock-off 2-bedroom, and even in the 6-month mark, there's quite wide availability. 3-bedroom grand villas at Old Key West are some of the most economical grand villas in terms of points cost, therefore they are pretty hard to book if you don't have home resort priority. But overall at Old Key West, in this one snapshot in time, you had pretty good availability for 1 and 2 bedrooms. Studios were decently available. If you want to stay near the hospitality house, you probably need to jump on that ASAP. 3 bedrooms, you might need that home resort priority. And within the home resort priority period, for now, Christmas and New Year's Eve are looking decently available. Moving over to Animal Kingdom Villas, we'll start with the Jambo House side, which has less inventory than over at Kidani. Several of the villa sizes at Jambo House come in 4 different categories. There's Standard View, Savannah View, a Value Room, and the Kilimanjaro Club Concierge level. Generally speaking, if you want to book a Value Room, which are smaller and therefore cost fewer points, or a Kilimanjaro Club Concierge Room, which gets you access to club level, you are probably going to need home resort priority. I personally would never count on booking either of these rooms for more than 1 random night at a time, if even that, without that home resort contract. For the Standard View and Savannah View, the dates I requested were already booked 7 months out. But you can see on the Standard View side at the 6-month mark in November, there's okay availability. You couldn't stay for a week in a row by any means, but you can get a couple nights and string that together in a split stay with another resort. Once again, as we move up in points cost per night to the 1-bedrooms compared to the studios, you see better availability. So here in a Standard View room or a Savannah View room, you could probably end up booking something. Neither of these were fully available for the dates I requested at the 7-month mark, but there is overall pretty decent availability. Again, it seems like you'd have better luck in a Standard View room than a Savannah View room, and you can always utilize that waitlist feature. 2-bedroom lockoffs at Jambo House appear significantly more in demand than the 1-bedrooms and even more than the studios. Even moving into those home resort priority dates, so anything past December 8th, it is starting to look a little more spotty. Particularly the Value and the club level rooms are basically gone. In the 3-bedroom Grand Villa at Jambo House is the Savannah View room, and it is pretty dang booked. Overall at Jambo House, there was no availability for all of the dates I selected December 8th through 12th. Those club level and Value rooms, you're probably going to need home resort priority in order to reliably book. The 1-bedrooms appear to have the most availability, and Christmas and New Year's Eve seem possible, but there's pretty slim pickings, and that is within that home resort priority booking window. Over on the Kidani Village side, we're largely seeing better availability. This is again probably because there is a larger amount of inventory at Kidani Village than Jambo House. So for the studios, the first day I requested, December 8th, was not available in the Standard or Savannah View, but generally speaking, it looks like you would probably be fine. There's also decent availability at the 6-month mark in November. The 1-bedroom is essentially the same story as the studios, with even better availability in November for the Standard View 1-bedroom than the Standard View studio. 2-bedrooms remain fairly available, though as you can see, in all of these cases, December 8th wasn't available, but in most of them, the 9th through 11th was. So if you're right on top of the 7-month booking window opening up in the morning, I think it's possible you'd be able to snag one of these rooms. And as with basically all 3-bedroom Grand Villas, these are pretty in demand. Although you can see if you had home resort priority, it would probably be decently easy to book even only at 8 months out. At Kidani Village for the booking dates I requested, the 1-bedroom was available. Studios seemed possible, it was fairly available, it just wasn't perfect, so utilize the waitlist, and same with the 2-bedrooms. Christmas and New Year's Eve still also had a bunch of different room types available within that home resort priority at about 7.5 months out. Heading to the monorail loop, let's start with the Grand Floridian. Please note that the day I took this, May 8th, the resort studios were not yet available for general booking for folks without home resort priority. The resort studios are these new converted hotel rooms that are different than your standard deluxe studio, so there is no representation of the resort studios in this video. For the deluxe studio, both the Standard and the Lakeview, you can see that availability is not great. Generally speaking, Grand Floridian has pretty low inventory, so I'm not surprised to see this. Even looking at dates within that home resort priority, so anytime after December 8th, pickings are starting to get slim, though there still is a decent amount of availability in January. 1-bedrooms are essentially the same story, though they're slightly more available than the studios, they're generally still going to be pretty hard to book at the 7-month window. As we've seen with other resorts for 2-bedrooms, you have both dedicated and lock-off 2-bedrooms with 2 different views, here being a Standard View and a Lake View. In all cases, nothing was fully available for the dates I had selected, December 8th through 12th. In the 3-bedroom Grand Villa at the Grand Floridian, which is a Lakeview, had no availability right at 7 months, or before that through the beginning of November. For the villas at the Grand Floridian overall, there was no availability for all of the dates I had selected, and overall availability was pretty dang limited during that 7-month window, likely due to the small inventory. The resort studios begin booking for all DVC members on May 13th, which does add inventory to these villas, so I'll be interested to see if that makes studios more generally available. And for those with home resort priority, Christmas was still possible, but New Year's Eve was fully booked up. Next on the monorail loop, let's head to the Polynesian. The studios here come in Standard View and Lakeview, and both were booked for the dates I had selected. Some Lakeview rooms of the Polynesian have partial theme park views, so anecdotally speaking, I would say they tend to feel more in demand than the Standard View rooms. You can see, for example, in the rest of December, which is open only to home resort owners, that there's more Standard View availability than Lakeview in the studios. I've heard a decent amount of success stories using the waitlist for the Polynesian studios. There is sort of a larger inventory for these studios because there aren't really other room types. Even though early December is fully booked for the studios at the Polynesian, I would say book something you can, like Saratoga Springs or Old Key West, and go on the waitlist, and I hope it works out for you. For now, the only other room type at the Polynesian are those Bungalows. These are fairly available, probably because they cost so many dang points. I'm looking forward to the new Disney Vacation Club Tower project at the Polynesian, presumably adding different room types and more inventory, hopefully making it easier to stay at this resort. Overall, at the Polynesian, for those studios, there's a bit of availability within 7 months, and waitlists may work out for you. There's really good availability if you have home resort priority, and if you have the points to book a bungalow, go for it. And for those with home resort priority, Christmas is possible to book at Standard and Lakeview studios, as well as the bungalows, and New Year's Eve is still available in a Standard View studio. Last on the monorail loop, let's look at Bay Lake Tower. There are up to 3 view categories here: Standard View, Lakeview, and Theme Park View. For a studio-sized villa at the 7-month mark, you're out of luck for December 8th through 12th in any of these view categories. There's also patchy availability in November, notably in the Lakeview studios, but nothing more than 3 days in a row. If you are going to put yourself on the waitlist at Bay Lake Tower, I would suggest you select a Lakeview room. I believe these generally have the most inventory. Moving up in size to the 1-bedroom, we're seeing slightly better availability for 1-bedroom villas than the studios, but still nothing fully available December 8th through 12th. Again, though, you can see on the Lakeview side, December 9th, 10th, and 11th are available, just December 8th wasn't. If you know this is the room you want and you're very on top of time right as the booking window opens up, I do think you can snag this room probably. 2 bedrooms have all 3 views and come in both lock-off and dedicated configurations. We'll look at Theme Park View on the next slide, but spoiler alert, there's no availability for any of these 2 bedrooms for the full dates I selected. Standard View 2 bedrooms cost the least amount of points and are the most booked even when you're looking into the home resort priority time. With Lakeview, it's pretty dang booked for those of us that have to wait to the 7-month mark, but if you have that 11-month home resort priority booking, you're probably going to be able to get a Lakeview even at the 8-month mark, even if you don't book it at 11 months out. Looking at the Theme Park View 2-bedroom villas, these are very difficult to snag if you don't have home resort priority. And even if you do have home resort priority, you probably want to be booking at least 8.5 months out or so. I wouldn't wait until 7 months and 1 day, for example. In the 3-bedroom grand villas at Bay Lake Tower come in a Lakeview and a Theme Park View, and these are pretty dang booked at 7 months out. Overall, at Bay Lake Tower, there was no 7-month availability for December 8th through 12th in any of the villa sizes or view categories. The 6-month availability was also looking pretty bad. At 8 months out, for those of you with home resort priority that don't plan the full 11 months in advance, higher cost rooms tended to have better availability, so consider a Lakeview over a Standard View and consider a 1-bedroom over a studio. And Christmas and New Year's Eve are not yet 100% booked, though some rooms are taken. Let's head over to the Crescent Lake area, starting with the BoardWalk Villas. Many of these rooms come in 3 different view categories: Standard, Garden or Pool, and BoardWalk View. For the studios, the Standard room and the BoardWalk room are pretty dang booked. Garden and Pool view rooms didn't have good availability for those at the 7-month mark, but there was pretty wide availability for home resort priority. The same trend is generally true at 1-bedrooms, though availability is better in the 1-bedrooms than in the studios. For example, there's stretches of 4 to 6 nights available in November with the Garden or Pool view 1-bedroom. Again, with the Standard View or the BoardWalk View, you're kind of out of luck unless you have that home resort priority. 2-bedrooms appear to be even more in demand than the studios or the 1-bedrooms, with very limited availability. Even if you have home resort priority, if you wanted to book a 2-bedroom at the BoardWalk within 8.5 months or so, you could really only do the Garden or Pool view. And the 3-bedroom grand villas with the BoardWalk View are extremely limited. Inventory is small, and if you want this room, you definitely want a home resort contract. Overall, the BoardWalk Villas, there was no availability for all of the dates I selected at that 7-month mark. Standard View rooms are great points value, and BoardWalk View rooms are very appealing due to that view of the boardwalk. Largely speaking, you're going to find better availability for the Garden or Pool view. If you want to book the Grand Villa, you want to have home resort priority, and if you do have home resort priority, Christmas and New Year's Eve are possible, but there's very limited options already. Next door at Beach Club Villas, there aren't different view categories, everyone has the same standard view, so it's just different room sizes. Both the deluxe studios and the 1-bedrooms are fairly booked. There is this random time frame from November 14th through 18th that you could book the 1-bedroom, and a couple other random days. Generally speaking, it's not looking great if you're at the 7-month mark. With home resort priority though, you can basically grab whatever you want, the exception here being New Year's Eve, probably due to that proximity to Epcot. There are no 3-bedroom Grand Villas at Beach Club. You do have the dedicated and the lock-off 2 bedrooms. Both of these are also very in demand at the 7-month mark. If you do not have home resort priority here, I would definitely book something else and utilize the waitlist. For this single attempt of looking at early December at Beach Club Villas, there was no availability for all of the dates I selected. There was, however, pretty good availability with home resort priority, it's just more of a gamble at the 7-month mark. And with home resort priority, you could still stay at Beach Club for Christmas at 7.5 months out or so, but New Year's Eve was already fully booked. And finally, let's round this out with the resorts over at the Wilderness Lodge. Copper Creek has 2 types of studios, your standard deluxe studio, and then a deluxe studio that has a walk-in shower, so there is no tub. All of December is booked for both of these, all of it, and most of January. So even if you have home resort priority, you're gonna wanna be very on top of booking these rooms. There are a few random days in November at the 6-month mark that you could snag. So if your dates are flexible and you're fine doing a split stay, this is a great way to stay at Copper Creek. Like the studios, 1-bedroom villas at the Copper Creek are also pretty dang booked. All of December is booked and almost all of November is booked. There is better availability for the 1-bedrooms in the home resort priority time though in January than there was for the studios. 2-bedroom villas at Copper Creek are also incredibly booked with very slim availability, even with home resort priority. If you do have home ownership at Copper Creek and you want to stay in a 2-bedroom and you're not planning 11 months out, more like at the 8-month mark, right now, your best bet would be a standard dedicated 2-bedroom. Copper Creek also features those fabulous cabins, which like the Bora bungalows over at the Polynesian, cost quite a lot of points. All of December except one day, December 4th, was booked. I was fairly surprised about this, honestly, because it just is a ton of points. But as I stated in the beginning of this video, in 2022, the first half of December is in the second least expensive travel period. The least expensive travel period is the month of September. Many DVC owners would rather come to Disney World during December when the weather is cooler and you get the holiday decorations than September. So even though this is an incredibly large amount of points, like 94 to 109 points per night to stay in one of these cabins in early December, it is one of the cheaper options to ever stay in the cabin. If you don't have home resort priority, there is pretty decent availability at the 6-month mark in November for one of these cabins, though not over Thanksgiving specifically. And even with home resort priority, the back half of December is booked and the first part of January. If you want to book a cabin with home resort priority, maybe you don't need to book a full 11 months out, but I wouldn't wait until 7 months in one day. And finally, Copper Creek also offers 3-bedroom grand villas. These are also incredibly booked. All of December is booked, all of November but one single day is booked. And about 2/3 of January is available, but again, that's dipping into the home resort priority booking window. Overall at Copper Creek, there was no availability for all of the dates I selected in any room type. December is pretty much fully booked up. Given that, there is nothing available for Christmas and New Year's Eve, even if you have home resort priority. If you definitely want to stay here, I would buy a contract and be sure to plan in advance, probably more than 8 months out. And last, we have Boulder Ridge Villas. Much like Copper Creek, you can see that both in the deluxe studio and the 1-bedroom villas, all of December is booked, though there is arguably slightly better availability here in November than at Copper Creek. For example, you could stay a full week in a 1-bedroom villa at Boulder Ridge, November 1st through 8th. And for 2-bedroom villas at Boulder Ridge, there are both dedicated and lock-off rooms. Again, these are pretty dang booked. Even looking through the end of January, which is well into home resort priority at 8.5 months in advance, there's very little availability. For the dates I selected at Boulder Ridge Villas, there was no availability for all of those dates, and all of December was booked. Therefore, there's nothing available for Christmas or New Year's Eve. And largely speaking, except for the 1-bedroom villas, most of January is booked too. There is some availability around the 6-month mark at all of the room types, though again, the 1-bedrooms seem to be most available. So if you'd like to stay at Boulder Ridge, especially during popular times like holidays, you may want to get a home contract here. Generally speaking, if you're trying to book a Disney Vacation Club villa around the 7-month mark, look at resorts with larger inventory. Places like Old Key West, Saratoga Springs, and Kidani Village are going to be easier to book than places with very little inventory like the villas at Grand Floridian. If the room you want isn't available, book something that is available and then go on the wait list as soon as possible. I think it's important to book something, that way you definitely have a place to stay. But once you go on the waitlist, you can indicate, hey, I made this reservation just in case, please replace it if this waitlist comes through. If you typically book studios and are in the financial position to do this, consider having enough points to book 1-bedrooms instead. Generally speaking, 1-bedrooms are more available than studios. And if you normally book 2 or 3 bedrooms and those aren't available because inventory is limited, consider booking multiple 1-bedrooms or studios instead. Also, if you have flexibility with your travel dates and you're willing to do split stays, it becomes a lot easier to book things in shorter term notice. For example, rather than December 8th through 12th, those are the days you have to travel, if you could push it up to December 2nd through 5th, for example, that may prove better for you. Additionally, if you're willing to split it up, so December 8th and 9th in one resort, December 10th and 11th in another resort, that could also help out greatly. Booking a Disney Vacation Club villa certainly favors those who plan in advance. It is not impossible to book a room outside of your home resort around the 7-month mark or even 6 months as we've shown, but it may not be the exact resort or the exact dates you have in mind. Generally speaking, I'd say it's advantageous for you to book something within your home resort, period. Then once you hit the 7-month mark, you can browse around, see what's available, see if you can move your dates up or down a little bit. You can consider a split stay, you can go on the wait list, options are available to you. Basically, nothing is 100% available at the 7-month mark, but I also don't want to give you the impression that it's impossible to book at 7 months. Neither is true. If you are flexible and or persistent, you can definitely make it work. I hope you found this helpful and the rest of your day is magical. We'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.